It's a new year, so that means it's time to find a new journal. Never mind the fact that I've already accumulated so many ongoing journals, but I've always been attracted to the idea of using planners, so I need one specific for 2026. The new year just wouldn't feel right without it. About 7 years ago or so, before the world ended, I ended up down a doodle planner rabbit hole, many people calling these hyper-stylized and well-organized self-drawing planners bullet journals. I soon found out that real bullet journals are a lot more simple, not trying to be as pretty and as perfect as a lot of these Pinterest posts were, but meant to be more functional and useful for people that have task managing problems. With real bullet journals, there's no need to stress about planning out every page and making everything look perfect. But I kind of liked drawing out my pages and making everything hyper stylized. So for about 6 years, I did just that. Here's a look at some of my doodle planners from the past years. Every page was drawn by me, mostly inspired by posts I found on Pinterest or videos I found on YouTube. Having time set apart to sit down to plan out each page, draw, color, add stickers. I remember it being a lot of fun at first. Even before starting my bullet journals, I counted out every single page. I wanted to make sure that I had enough for the monthly layouts, the weekly layouts, little monthly review pages, some extra pages for charts or trackers. But over time, it did start to feel like a chore. For whatever reason, my planners went from jotting down lists and events to writing out full reports of what I did each day. But I do like looking back and having this record. So a few years ago, I went out and purchased a 5-year diary where I could do just that, write down a little blurb for each day, and then use this diary repeatedly for 5 years straight. And I'm on year 3 now. Well, finishing year 3 now. So once I got rid of the daily reports, I did feel a little tired of planning and drawing each layout. So I switched to this mini binder with pages I could purchase and insert, and this took away the stress of having to plan out the organization, and I could easily insert and remove pages as I went on. The first year I was a bit active, but I don't know, I guess my interest was really waning at this point, and any left-handers know that using ringed binders is just no fun at all. Now, for this year, for 2025, I purchased one of Amanda Rachel Lee's doodle planners to help take away the pressure to draw each page by hand. Here was a planner all filled out and ready to use. But of course, just starting out, the doodles are in black and white, so I had to go in and color each layout. I did have fun for a while. Coloring is such a relaxing hobby, and it was fun having different themes for each month. But quicker than my other planner ideas, I tired of this one really fast. Even now, I haven't fully colored December, and I don't think I'm going to finish it. It's just a bit too much for me. Now, I found this journal at a store in Seoul called 10 by 10. I thought it was just so adorable. The color, the little rabbit embossing, the fabric bookmark. The only thing that gave me pause were the blank white pages. Now, these are soy recycled pages, nice and environmentally friendly, or so they boast. But for me, blank pages is not always a good thing. I cannot draw or write straight. Anytime that I'm writing on a page that doesn't have lines or dots, it just goes at a curve down. Maybe that's a common problem, I don't know. But a couple years ago, I started using this scanner diary. It's basically an idea notebook that's perfect for people with multiple interests. It has blank pages, and you just fill them up with the ideas that pop into your mind. And actually, the blank pages didn't bother me that much. So even though some of my entries are a little wonky, I've just learned to embrace the imperfection. So I bought this little notebook. Even though I didn't count out the pages, I didn't make any plan for how to organize it. I don't even know if I have enough space for 12 months, 52 weeks, all of the things that I want to jot down in the next year, but I decided I'm going to use it anyways. I'm going to try the traditional bullet style with my own little twist, of course. Now, here are some things that we're going to be remembering. 1, if there's not enough pages and I run out before the year ends, that's okay. I can use another one. 2, it doesn't have to be pretty. If it's a bit messy, that's okay. This is for me to organize my life and to get tasks done that I've been wanting to do. So it's better just to write something while it's fresh in my mind than to just make sure that it's pretty or stylized. And 3, if a system isn't working, that's okay. I can stop using it and try a new one. I don't have to remain consistent throughout the whole year. There's no use sticking to organization or productivity tips that aren't working for me, right? I have been searching around Pinterest for some inspiration on exactly how I want my bullet journal to be set up. First of all, I bought this tiny notebook because of its size. I wanted something that I can take around with me. Second of all, while traditional bullet journals do have their own organization system, some of which I will utilize, but I'm not going to use things that haven't served me in the past. For example, I never use future logs. I spend the time and trouble drawing drawing them out, and then I don't really look at them again all year. I think my mind just doesn't work in long periods of time. I like short little spurts of time. I also don't really need to have like the key, the symbols for completed tasks, migrated tasks, etc. I can never remember them, and I want to stick with simple checks and X's, you know? Some days I will use my journal and some days I will not, and that's okay. I'm not gonna stress about making sure every single day, every single week, every single month is fully utilized. Now, I don't want to completely ditch using pretty layouts, so whenever I feel inclined, I'll make things as aesthetic as I want them to be. But when I feel lazy, I'm gonna let it get messy. One of the things that I've always loved keeping track of over the years is media, like the books, the movies, the series, the games that I'm consuming. I always have the problem though of not having enough space, or I'm saving a lot more room for books and not enough room for movies, and then that year I just watch a whole bunch of movies. So I need to decide exactly what I'm going to be using this journal for. 1, of course, events and schedule keeping. It will function like a normal planner. 2, daily schedule and task checklist. I love writing out what I want my schedule to look like the next day, especially doing time blocking, like 7 a.m., wake up, 7:30, do this. 3, of course, my media logs. And 4, most importantly, random notes and things that I don't want to forget. Now, I mentioned earlier that I have the scanner diary, the idea notebook, but I don't always have this one with me, and I don't always want to dedicate like a whole page just to one idea. Sometimes I really just want to jot down like little quips, little notes. So I want to have this notebook with me at all times so I can do just that. And of course, I also want to allow myself space for wish lists, for bingo charts, junk journaling. So yeah, this year I'm going simple but useful, and sometimes pretty, but probably mostly messy. And I feel like this really matches the vibe of the world right now. Everyone is burnt out on chasing perfection. Life is not going how we planned. We're not really interested anymore on hyper productivity, and I think we really want things that are just functional. So yeah, if you've been following my channel, you're probably a multi-passionate person too, and I encourage you for this year to switch to something simple. Try out the simple methods and just see how it works for you. Please let me know in the comments, what are you using for this year? Do you have any specific goals or plans of action? I'm also curious if you're like me and you have this weird concept of time where you can't really account for large chunks of time. It's really hard to explain, but like I said before, I really need to focus like a day at a time, a week at a time. Even a month, especially a year, is really, really hard for me to even consider. Like, I need to break things down into much smaller pockets of time. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great new year. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!